everyone. This is Sudeshna from The Abundant Psyche, and you are listening to the Not So Corporate podcast. Here, we talk about all of the not so corporate things we corporate entrepreneurs end up doing within and outside of our corporate lives. And today's episode is really, really special because I have with me one of my best friends, Sarah Agbantu. We met in Strategy and in PwC, and we have just I don't know, like the moment I met Sarah, we hit off. And she remains a good friend, and she is the true corporate entrepreneur, if you will. So, Sarah is a senior manager in product and tech innovation at PwC. She founded Design Thinking for Good, a volunteer based community which helps social enterprises to scale with design thinking techniques. Prior to joining PwC this time around, she was the head of expansion at City Pantry, a food tech startup that was bought by Just Eat, and a consultant for the private equity firm called AG Capital in London. She has recently launched 54 Sud, which focuses on helping aspiring entrepreneurs build sustainable ventures in Francophone Africa with practical masterclasses. I'm so excited to have you, Sarah. What skills, other than the strategy consulting skills, did you take from PwC or your corporate life into the entrepreneurial venture?
The number one skill is the ability to solve problems, having a problem solver mindset. I never really evaluated how much of a skill that is. And I think it's only when you are in these situations or there are certain roles where it's really enhanced and it really comes to life. And entrepreneurship is one of those. The ability to know that even if you do not know or do not have the skills to currently solve the problem that you're facing, you have the ability to think logically, to come up with steps and ways to find a solution. And that is such a powerful skill that strategy taught me, that the foundations in consulting taught me. And it meant that although I did not know anything about the hair industry or the cosmetic industry, I was able to find a way to gather the right resources, put in place a good roadmap, and also be able to find solutions, to know that I would be obsessed about finding a way to solve the problems of our target customers. Knowing that I did not know anything about web development, for example, but I had coding experience in statistics, but I was going to be able to know this is what we need. How do we get there? And how do we work collaboratively to get there? And people were very impressed in the ability to be able to very quickly understand what it is, what are the milestones that we need to put in place to be able to get to the end result. So which meant that, within a week, you were able to like fully understand, the difference between front end, back end, full stack, the different languages, what you need to be able to get a scalable solution, for example. Or suddenly you know nothing about digital marketing, and then within 4 weeks you were able to understand what are the key elements that you need to nail when it comes to digital marketing, and gather the experts around you. People were really impressed with this ability to say, well, wait, you didn't know, you knew nothing about that, a couple of weeks ago, and then now you're able to, at a high level, at a strategic level, be able to understand what components are needed and key at what stage and when. So it's like that whole orchestration, I think, is super important, especially when you're launching a venture, to be able to make the right decisions really quickly at the strategic level, and then get into the details, which I call like moving across the vertical. So, and then the other thing was that I was working, like I was saying, in an ecosystem which was so nascent. Where I had to face other issues like electricity is is going on and off. Internet is so pricey and very expensive in the market I was operating in. very different styles and culturally different ways of working, of operating, of approaching businesses as well. And then you add on top of that layers around gender differences as well. So it was really this ability to be a problem solver and to break down a problem to find a solution, which helped me to, design what the next steps would be, etc. So it's the one skill from consulting and strategy that I want to highlight because I think it's such an important one.